Previous session, our last topic was,
Yes,
I think, GRE tunnel configuration and GRA with IPsec. Remember?
yes, I remember.
Okay.
The
Now we can
issue is,
now we can focus on our next tunnel configuration. And
yes, yes,
with this
yeah,
topic, we can complete our advanced routing book. Okay.
okay,
Today we'll finish our advanced routing book, and after advanced routing, from tomorrow we'll start complete switching concept. Basic to advanced complete switching concept. Kajuansi?
okay.
Okay,
Let's go.
let's talk about today MGRE and DMVPN tunnel concept. MGRE, it's called multi-point GRE, and DMVPN, dynamic multi-point VPN.
Okay,
R2 we are using as a ISP side portion. Let me do the basic configuration first. After that, we can talk about MGRE and DMVPN. Give me 5 minutes, Juvency. One 192.168.30.1/24. Let's complete our basic configuration. Okay, let's start our configuration with R1, fast Ethernet 0/0. IP address 10.1.12.1 mask, no shut down. Let's create loopback interface. Interface loopback 0, loopback 1, 192.168.10.1 mask, no shutdown. Show IP interface brief. Let's configure default route towards ISP. So for any unknown destination, 10.1.12.2 is the next hop IP. Let's go to R2. R2 we are using as a ISP side router. Host name is ISP. Fast Ethernet 0/0, 10.1.12.2. Mask, no shutdown. Fast Ethernet 0/1, 10.1.23.1. Mask, no shutdown. 1/0, 10.1.24.1. Mask, no shutdown. Show IP interface brief. Let's go to R3. This is site B branch office. Host name I'm giving site B. Interface fast Ethernet 0/1. 10.1.23. Mask 255.0. No shutdown. Loopback interface 3.3.3. Mask. Now interface loopback 1. IP address 192.168.30.1. Show IP interface brief. Let's configure default route. Okay, from R3, I'm trying to configure default routes. Same we can do from R1 and from R4 to create a reachability in between source public IP to destination public IP. So for any unknown destination, 10.1.23.1 is the next hop IP. Let's go to site C branch of this. This is site C. Interface fast Ethernet 0/1. 10.1.24.2. Mask. No shutdown. Interface loopback 0. 4.4.4.4. Mask. Interface loopback 1. 192.168.40.1.
Sorry, dear.
Yes, yes.
Uh, the 24 IP is which link? From
24.
R2 to R4?
24 here we are using.
Ah, okay. Ah, yeah. Okay.
Yes. Show IP interface brief. Now, let's configure default route for any unknown destination. 10.1.24.1 is the next hop IP. So we can
Yes.
verify first. We have a reachability from source public IP to destination public IP. What I'm doing, I'm trying to verify my connectivity with source public IP to destination public IP. This is public facing interface. This is public facing interface. This is public facing interface. To create our tunnel, to create our GRE tunnel, MGRE tunnel, DMVPN tunnel, first we need to verify we have reachability or not in between source public IP to destination public IP. So here I'm using 10.1.23.2. Here 10.1.24.2. Here we have 10.1.12.1. So let's verify our reachability with R3 router, public to public IP reachability, and yes, success rate is 100%. Let's verify our reachability with 24.2. Success rate is what? 100%. So we have reachability. Now, if you remember our previous session, GRE tunnel configuration. GRE tunnel configuration. So in
So you have
GRE
a
tunnel
IP
configuration,
of
the
GRE.
drawback of GRE tunnel is what? GRE is only for point to
Point.
point tunnel configuration. UNC.
Okay. Okay.
GRE is only for point to point tunnel configuration. GRE will
Okay.
not provide encryption. And for encryption, yes, we can go with GRE plus IPsec. But right now our focus is on only tunnel configuration. I'm not talking about IPsec. IPsec we can implement later. Once you establish your tunnel, we can configure IPsec VPN, no problem. But our focus is on tunnel configuration. So if you remember GRE configuration, GRE tunnel configuration, GRE is what? Point to point tunnel configuration. If I have two branch office, then yes, I can go with GRE. If I have only two branch office, site A, site B, I can go with GRE tunnel. But in case if I have multiple branch office, for example, this is R5, here we have R6, R7, okay, multiple branch office, R8. So now if I'm looking for GRE tunnel configuration, if you remember our configuration step, configuration step is what? Interface tunnel, then tunnel source. Tunnel source is 10 dot 1 dot 12 dot 1. We need to define tunnel
Destination.
destination, right? So I'm trying to
Yes.
establish, for example, I'm trying to establish my tunnel with this R3, with this branch office. So into this tunnel configuration, I can define tunnel source and tunnel destination 10 dot 1 dot 23 dot 2. Then we can configure IP address for tunnel IP, tunnel interface IP 192.168, for example, 50 dot 1 mask. This is the configuration step, right, Jonesy?
Yes.
Now, in case if I want to create a tunnel in between, R1 and R4, then I need to create separate tunnel because I have an idea about GRE tunnel only. So I can create next tunnel, for example, tunnel 2. Into this tunnel, yes, tunnel source is 10 dot 1 dot 12 dot 1, but tunnel destination is 10 dot 1 dot 24 dot. And into this tunnel configuration, IP address, I'm using different IP address, for example, 60 dot 1. So this tunnel is for R1 to R4.
Four.
Okay. This tunnel is for R1 to
Um,
R3, right? Now,
yes.
if I'm trying to establish my tunnel, for example, with in between R1 and R5. So yes, tunnel source is tunnel interface is tunnel, for example, 4. Tunnel source is same. Tunnel destination is, for example, 25.2. Tunnel IP is 70.1. So my point is, if I'm using GRE tunnel concept here, GRE tunnel concept, so I need to create 8 separate tunnel. I need to create 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 separate tunnel. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 tunnel. 6 tunnel I need to configure on R1. GNC, right?
Yeah.
This is the configuration to create a tunnel reachability in between R1 and other branch offices. What about R3 to R4 tunnel configuration? R3 to R5 tunnel configuration. So we need to create n number of tunnel configuration, right? It's a very
Yeah.
difficult task. That's why I'm not using GRE. That's why we are going with what? We are going with
MGI.
MGRE, multi-point GRE, MGRE, multi-point GRE. In multi-point GRE, no need to create multiple tunnel on each branch office, on each site. No need to create multiple tunnel. No. With MGRE concept, with MGRE concept, I can create a single tunnel, and into single tunnel, I can create all mapping. I can create
Okay.
all mapping. Okay, let me show you the configuration step. Let's talk about command syntax first, then we can execute on router. Let's talk about command syntax. Okay, so this is the command
MGI.
syntax for MGRE configuration. MGRE configuration. Okay, let's go to R1 first. So what we can do, we can first create tunnel interface tunnel 1. IP address I'm using, for example, 192.168.168.50.1. Tunnel source, yes, tunnel source is 10.1.12.1. Tunnel source is 10.1.12.1. And here into this tunnel, I am not creating tunnel destination entry. No, this is
Okay.
MGRE configuration. Okay. Tunnel source, yes, 10.1.12.1. What about tunnel destination? No. For tunnel destination, I will create mapping. I will create mapping. So we can go with this command, tunnel mode GRE multipoint. I'm using MGRE, GRE multipoint.
Mm.
Then you can define IP NHRP
I,
network ID. What is NHRP? Next Hop Resolution Protocol. NHRP protocol we are using for mapping. For mapping,
oh,
we can use NHRP protocol here. So now you can define IP NHRP network ID. What is network ID? It's just like a OSP of router ID concept. Okay. BGP
yeah.
router ID concept. Okay. On each
Mm.
router, you need to use separate network ID. Okay. So
Okay.
I'm using 177. You can select any number, no problem.
Mm.
Now next we can do our mapping configuration with other branch office. So here I am on site A branch office here, and I'm creating entry for R3 and for R4. So here 10.1.23.2, 10.1.24.2. So first IP NHRP map. What is tunnel IP? Tunnel IP is 50.2.
50.
50.2. And what is public
Okay.
IP? 10.1.23.2. Then next branch
Okay.
of is IP NHRP map. Tunnel IP is 50.3 and public IP 10.1.24.2. Clear this command syntax?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like this, you
That
can.
that mean
Hmm.
you create entry for R3 and R4 directly.
Yes, I'm creating tunnel in between R1, R3 and R1, R4. Yes.
What about R2? R2.
R2 is a ISP. In our design,
Ah, okay.
R2 is a ISP. If you remember our
Okay.
previous discussion, R2 is what? Our ISP network. R2
Okay.
we are considering as a ISP. From R1 towards ISP default routing, from R3 to ISP default routing to create a
Okay.
reachability in between the source public IP to this destination public IP. Remember our GRE
Okay.
tunnel configuration?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yes.
I get your point now.
So now we can
Mm.
copy this configuration and we can paste on R1. Let's go to global configuration mode. We can paste here.
Okay.
Now let's go to R3. R3 for R3, what I'm doing for R3 tunnel IP is 50.2. Tunnel source is 10.1.23.2. Tunnel
Yeah.
mode GRE multipoint and network ID I'm using, for example, 133.
Okay.
Now I'm trying to establish my tunnel with R1 and with R4. So 10
Yeah.
dot see IP NHRP map 192.168.50.1. This is R1 pub tunnel IP and 10.1.12.1 is a public
Yeah.
facing
Yeah.
interface
Yeah.
IP.
Yeah.
Now this is
Only
R3
this one.
tunnel IP and public IP.
No need to change.
Clear this configuration?
Yeah.
We can copy and we can paste on here. What about R4? What about R4? So for R4 router,
I.
for R4 router 50.3, it's a tunnel IP. Tunnel source is 24.2 and
Yeah.
network ID 144. And this is R1 tunnel IP and public face interface IP. What about R3 router 50.2 and 10.1.23.2? You can copy this configuration. You can paste on site C branch office. You can see you are getting a message. What? Line protocol on tunnel interface 1, change state to off.
Change. Up.
Let's go
Okay.
to R1. Let's go to R1. We can verify show IP interface brief. See, tunnel interface IP. We can verify our connectivity with tunnel IP. 192.168.50.2. Yes, I have a reachability 50.3. Yes, I have reachability. I have a connectivity. If I have a
But
connectivity, then yes, I can use any dynamic routing protocol. Remember,
okay.
we can use any dynamic routing protocol to create our reachability. For example, router EIGRP10. In protocol, we can advertise our tunnel IP. Then LAN
Okay.
network 1.1.1.1 wildcard mask network 192.168.10.0 wildcard mask. No auto summary. Let's go to R3 router EIGRP10 network 192.168.50.0. This is tunnel IP
Okay.
and network 2.2.2.2 no 3.3.3
Three years.
3.3.3.3 wildcard mask network 192.168.30.0 wildcard mask no auto summary. Let's
Yeah, I
verify
see.
our let's
In the
verify.
design, in the design,
Mhm.
there is a mirror. For R1, you use also 30.1. For the
R1
loopback
we have
IP.
three branch office UNC into this design.
No, I'm talking about loopback IP.
Loopback is a LAN
Is
side
this
portion.
is the same?
LAN
Yeah,
side portion. Okay. You are talking about this loopback. Okay, let me check.
yeah. On
See, I'm
R1,
on our this is side B branch office. On side B branch office, this is LAN network 192.168.30 LAN side portion, and this is tunnel IP.
yeah, but on the design I'm talking, in R1, you use the same 30.1 IP for loopback.
Okay. You are talking about this.
Yeah, should be
Thank you.
10. Right?
But in configuration, I think I'm using 10.0.
Yes, in configuration
Yes.
is right. That's why
Okay.
I mentioned.
Okay, I don't have neighbor relationship.
Hmm.
I don't have neighbor relationship. Let me check my configuration. Show IP interface brief. Fast Ethernet 0 slash. Okay, let's go to check on R3. Let me troubleshoot this. Show IP interface brief. 0 slash 1, 10.1.23.2, 50.2, 23.2 tunnel source, 50.1, 50.3. That's good. Let me shut down this tunnel. Wait. So you can verify now. I'm not receiving. See, I shut down. I'm using shutdown command, no shutdown command here, right?
Yeah.
But I'm not getting EIGRP neighbor relationship. Why? See, I'm not getting neighbor relationship information. I am using EIGRP. You can verify the configuration, show run pipe section router. I have tunnel configuration. I have reachability in between tunnel IP. I'm using EIGRP protocol. So by default, my point is, by default, multicast traffic is not allowed. By default, multicast traffic is not allowed. To allow multicast traffic, we need to add one more command here. We need to add one more command to allow multicast traffic. Let's go to R1. Let's go to tunnel and command is what IP NHRP multicast. IP NHRP map multicast. And I want to
Okay.
exchange my multicast update with 192.168. Wait, here we require NBMA IP address 10.1.23.2. Let's go to this R1 interface tunnel one IP NHRP map multicast, and I want to exchange my multicast update with 10.1.12. You need to add this command in your tunnel configuration. You can add for 24.2 also. Now we can verify. You can see AIGRP agencies show IP AIGRP names, and you can also verify route information from R3. UNC you are receiving, right?
Yeah.
If I'm trying to capture my packet, let's verify our packet information. I'm trying to verify my reachability with dash with 3.3.3 with source 1.1.1. You can initiate your traffic. You can verify ICMP packet information. ICMP packet, you can get complete information here. See, source public IP, destination public IP, GRE encapsulation, GRE header. Then you can see the data payload 3.3.3, try destination 1.1.1, ICMP protocol. GRE will not provide you encryption. That's why here we can go with IPsec. Let's configure IPsec here. IPsec. Our focus is on MGRE tunnel configuration to NC. Okay. We
Yes.
we are familiar with IPsec configuration over the tunnel. We are familiar. Okay. If you remember previous session, GRE tunnel configuration. Here our focus is on how to create tunnel. GRE, what is the scenario to use MGRE? What is the scenario? DMVPN. Now, now let's use IPsec crypto Isaac EMP key CCIE address 10.1.23.2 crypto Isaac EMP policy 1 authentication pre-share encryption triple dash hashing MD5 Diffie-Hellman group 2 crypto IPsec transform set DS ESP triple dash ESP MD5, then crypto IPsec profile is what prof1. In profile we can call transform set, right? Yes. And this profile we can apply on tunnel interface. What is command to apply this profile on tunnel interface? Tunnel protection, right? Tunnel protection IPsec profile, and profile is what? Prof1. Isaac EMP is on. Let's go to R3. Crypto Isaac EMP key crypto Isaac EMP key CCIE address 10.1.12.1 crypto Isaac EMP policy authentication pre-share encryption triple dash hashing MD5 Diffie-Hellman group 2 crypto IPsec transform set TS ESP triple dash ESP MD5. Now crypto IPsec profile name is what? Prof1. Set transform set is what? TS. And now we can apply this profile interface tunnel 1. Tunnel protection IPsec profile is what? Prof1. UNC, can you hear me? You can see now you
Yes. I
are
can hear.
receiving a message. Isaac EMP is on. Here we have AIGRP agencies again. Show IP AIGRP neighbor. Okay, show IP AIGRP neighbor, and we can try to initiate our traffic again. We can verify See, now we are getting only source public IP information, destination public IP information, and ESP header. After ESP, everything is encrypted. I hope MGRE tunnel configuration is okay for you.
A little bit. I will do some exercise to understand more.
Okay. Now let's talk about DM VPN. What is the use of DM VPN? Dynamic multi-point VPN. What is the use of DM VPN? So if you check this configuration, this MGRE configuration, show run interface tunnel. If you check this MGRE configuration, what we required? Required tunnel IP. Yes, I can use 50.1. I'm using 50.1 here for tunnel IP, 50.2 here, 50.3 here. If I have another branch office, another branch office, another branch office, for example, 50.4, 50.5, 50.6. So you need to create all mapping into this tunnel. You need to create all mapping into this tunnel with R3, with R4, with R5, with R6, with R7. And this entry you need to create on each router UNC. On R1, I need to create mapping entry for R3, R4, R5, R6, R7. Now, if you go on R3 here, you need to create mapping for R1, R4, R5, R6, and R7. UNC. Again,
Yeah.
it's a manual task. Yes, I have a single tunnel configuration, but into the single tunnel configuration, I need to create mapping for all branch offices.
Hmm.
I need to know what is the destination public IP on other branch office. I need to know. Okay. This is the challenge. This is the challenge. That's why we are using DM VPN. In DM VPN, what we can do? In DM VPN, we can use one branch office. For example, this R1 is not a branch office. R1 we are trying to consider
HQ.
as a head office, as
Yes,
a head
HQ
office.
head
And,
office.
and
Yeah.
these are what? Branch offices. Branch office 2. Okay, we have branch office 3. Okay, we have branch office.
Which by John.
So we have multiple branch offices. You can see, clear my point?
Yeah,
What we
clear.
can do, we can only register these branch office with head office. You can only register these branch office with this head office. That's it. Once you registered all the branch office with this head office,
Sorry.
now if you want to verify your reachability in between branch office 1 to branch office 2, no need to create a separate tunnel. For all
Okay.
branch offices, this head office is acting as a hub router.
Hmm.
This router is acting as a hub router. If branch offices they want to communicate with each other, all the traffic will go and hit on hub router, then it will go to the branch office.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm on branch office 1. Okay, I'm not creating entry for branch office 2, branch office 3, branch office 4. No. Okay, I will register myself with head office. I will register my router with the head office or hub router.
Okay.
If I want to verify my connectivity with branch office 2, 3, and 4, traffic will go and hit on head office. It will redirect on our branch office 2, 3, and 4. Clear my point?
Yeah.
So I don't want to create too much mapping entry. That's why I can go with DM VPN implementation. So give me
Hmm.
5 minutes. Okay, let's power off all the devices. We can power on again. We can complete our basic configuration first. After that, we can go for DMVP implementation.
Okay.
Into this design, R1 I'm using as a hub router, as a head office, and R3, R4 I'm using as a branch office 1 and branch office 2. Let's start our configuration with R1. Host name, this is hub router. This is hub router. Interface fast Ethernet 0/0. 10.1.12.1 mask. No shut down. Interface loopback 0. IP route. UNC, can you please wait 2 minutes?
Yeah, no problem.
Hello, UNC, can you hear me, dear?
Yes, yes.
Let's continue our discussion now.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to R2. Fast Ethernet 0/0. 10.1.12.2. Shutdown 0/1. 10.1.23.1. No shutdown. Fast Ethernet 1/0. 24.1. No shutdown. Show IP interface brief. Let's go to branch office 1. R3 I'm using as a branch office. Host name is what? BR1. Interface fast Ethernet 0/1. 10.1.23.2. No shutdown. 3.3.3.3 mask. Interface loopback 1, 192.168.30.1. Show IP interface brief. IP route, any network, any mask 23.1. Let's go to R4. Branch office 2. Branch office 2. 9. Now interface fast Ethernet 0/1. 10.1.24.2 mask. No shutdown. 4.4.4.4. Now I want to use this R1 as a hub router. And these two routers, R3 and R4, they are acting as a spokes router. Okay, this design is called what? Hub and spoke topology. Hub and spoke topology. Spoke topology. Hub and spoke topology. This R1 is acting as a hub router and branch offices. This R3 is acting as a spoke one. R4 is acting as a spoke two router. Spoke two router. Let's go to hub router on R1. Okay, what I can do on hub router? I don't want to create all branch office entry. Do you see? Can you hear me?
Yes, yes,
If
yes.
you remember GRE and MGRE configuration, in GRE and MGRE configuration, I need to know what is the destination public IP. I need to know.
Hmm.
Okay, then I can create mapping entry. But into this design, into this DMVPN implementation, okay, I don't know what is the IP address on branch offices. Okay, this is hub router. Let's go to hub router for wait. So this R1 I'm using as a next hope server. R1 I'm using as a NHS next hope server, and R3, R4 they are acting as a NSC next hope client. How to use this R1 as a hub router, as a NHS router? This is command syntax. This is command syntax. Okay, let's go to tunnel configuration interface. Tunnel 1. Tunnel IP 192.168.50.50.1 mask. Now tunnel source is 10.1.12.2 12.1. But I don't know what IP address we have on branch offices. I'm not creating entry. So I have tunnel source information, then tunnel mode GRE multi-point, then IP NHRP network ID. For example, I'm using 11. Done this configuration. I'm not creating mapping entry. Show run interface tunnel.
This one is
This is for what? Hub router configuration. I'm not creating mapping entry. Remember our MGRE configuration?
okay.
We need to create
Hmm.
what? This mapping entry.
Yeah.
I'm not creating mapping entry.
Okay.
Clear now?
But for this one, yeah.
Now let's
But
go
for
to
DMVPN, we are just creating the here also we have a network ID.
yes, network ID. This is the for NHRP. See, we are using NHRP
Anyhow,
protocol here.
for the tunnel,
But for
GMVPN.
MGRE, for DMVPN, we are using NHRP protocol, Next Hop Resolution Protocol.
Okay.
But
Hmm.
I'm not creating mapping. I'm not mapping my entry statically, manually. Into this configuration, I have tunnel source IP. I don't have tunnel destination IP. I don't have mapping.
Yeah.
You can see, you can check the configuration. Let's go to branch office. For
Hmm.
branch office, we can use interface tunnel one. Tunnel IP, I'm using 192.168.50.2, for example. Now, tunnel source, yes, tunnel source is 10.1.23.2. And now, tunnel mode GRE multi-point
Okay.
IP NHRP network ID, for example, 22.
Okay.
Now, on spoke router, This is branch office. On branch office, I'm creating entry only for hub router. I am creating only for hub router. What is command? IP NHRP NHS. Next hope server is what? What is tunnel IP? 192.168.50. Now IP NHRP map. I will create my mapping entry only with hub router. So what is tunnel IP? 50.1. And what is public IP? 10.1.12. Yeah. Let's check here. Show run interface tunnel. This is our configuration. We can copy this configuration. I can paste in notepad. Here we can change tunnel IP 50.3 and this is tunnel IP. Tunnel source is what? 10.1.24.2. Okay, this is NHS server. Network ID I'm using 33. And this is what? Hub router tunnel IP and public
Okay.
IP. Can we copy this configuration and we can paste on R4? Is it possible?
Four. Yeah.
Okay. Let's go to global configuration mode. So on R3 and on R4, I have entry for only hub router. Now you can
Hmm.
go and check on hub router on R1. Show IP interface brief. Let's verify our connectivity 192.168.50.2. I have a reachability 50.3. I have a reach. Okay, it's taking time.
This is tunnel IP.
Yes, this is tunnel
We
IP.
use 50.1 and dot 2. 50.3 where you use. Okay.
Let me check configuration here. Give me 2 minutes.
Okay.
40.2. Let me check public to public IP eligibility. Okay, I don't have public to public IP reachability. Let me check R2. 1/0 10.1.24.1. Okay, there is an issue with R4. Give me 2 minutes. Show run 24.2. It's okay. I think I don't have default route towards ISP. Let me check. Yes, this is the issue. For any unknown destination, 24.1 is the next loop IP. Now let's verify. I have a reachability, right?
Hmm.
I have reachability. Now,
Yes.
now, now, from hub router, I can communicate with spoke 1 and spoke 2. If you go to R2, this is no, if you go to this branch office 1, R3, this branch office 1, show IP interface brief. branch office 10 dot 1 dot 23 dot branch office here. From branch office, I'm trying to verify my connectivity with hub router 50.1. Yes, I have a reachability, right?
Yes.
If you check your tunnel configuration, tunnel configuration, okay, you have entry for hub router only. You have entry for hub
Yes.
router only. You don't have entry for spoke to.
Uh,
But
okay.
in case, if I'm trying to verify my reachability with 50.3, okay, I'm here. Okay, I'm trying to verify my reachability with spoke router. I don't have entry. Okay, I have my registration with hub router, right?
Yeah.
R4 has a registration with hub router only. Okay, but if I'm trying to verify my reachability, you can see I can ping
Okay.
branch to branch connectivity. We have branch to branch connectivity. See,
Okay.
branch
But
and if you
we
check
cannot.
here, if you check show
But we
IP,
cannot.
if you
Okay.
check here
Yeah.
show IP and HRP map, okay, if you check show IP and HRP, so you have static entry for 50.1. You have static entry for 50.1, but you
Mm.
have dynamic entry with 50.2. With
50.2.
50.3, you have dynamic entry because traffic will go and hit on hub router, then it will go to the branch office. Now, if
Oh,
branch offices they want to communicate with each other, traffic will go and hit on hub router, then it will redirect to branch office. Clear this tunnel
okay.
configuration?
Yes, it's clear. But one question is, from branch office one, you can
Branch office to
directly,
one. Okay. Hmm.
yeah, you can directly ping the LAN of branch office two,
Yes,
or
yes,
you need to pass by.
yes. Let's create a routing here. Router AIGRP10. Let's configure routing for reachability. We can advertise our protocol. Tunnel IP 50.0. Now we can add one more command here, IP NHRP map multicast 10.1.23.2 24.2. Let's go to spoke router, internal configuration, IP NHRP map multicast 10.1.24.2. Let's go to here. Interface, I think tunnel here, tunnel one. Interface, tunnel one, IP NHRP map, multicast 10.1.23 dot and 10.1.12.1. 10.1.12.1. Show IP route EIGRP. You can see I'm trying to verify my reachability with 4.4.4 with source 3.3.3. UNC,
Yeah.
clear now?
Yes, it's clear.
This is GRE, MGRE, and DMV pin configuration, and we complete our advanced routing concept. Okay, if you want, so we
Hmm.
can start from tomorrow. We can start our switching concept. Otherwise, if you want to do practice this week, so we can continue on Monday.
Yeah, it's better because I will travel maybe tomorrow to another country, then go come back to our country. I will let you know. I don't know there I'm going if the network will be stable or not.
Mm-hmm.
I will let you know. But I will do. I have one some network issue to fix
Okay.
because I have one VIP customer around this place. Then I will let you know if the
Sure.
network is good. I will
You can
I
update me, no
will
problem.
I
Okay.
will update. Yeah,
So
but please
it
send me
means you
this.
can continue searching from tomorrow, right?
Yes, we can continue. No
Okay.
problem.
Okay. Please inform
Please
me.
send.
You can drop a message in our group.
Okay. Just tomorrow. Yesterday, I solved the issue of this computer, but I would like to. I remember last time you sent me the file of all session, right?
Yes.